All right, so welcome everyone. Perfect. So I hope I can see a lot of people join in. Okay, yeah. So good morning, everyone. Just let me know your city. Just write in the comment where are you from and type the name of the city. I could see the audience very well. Just type your location, your city from where you join. Those who don't know, I'm Rajneesh Gupta. I'm security consultant. I help organizations in building the security infrastructure, their security operations, and I'm also helping people to get into cybersecurity domain. Right. So, all right, wonderful, wonderful. So this is the very brand new series that we are starting. It's on Security Plus exam, the latest SY701 revised exam pattern. We are going to go through a mock test here. This will be based on Pearson official Pearson mock test exam, and you will get to learn quite a lot of thing related to real world scenario. Chances are 90% of this question will be there in the real exam as well. So make sure you keep your eye on each and every questions. Okay. I hope my voice is clear to everyone, and if yes, then say yes in the chat. Say yes in the chat if you can hear me properly and see me properly. All right, perfect. Okay, then let me share my screen. Okay, perfect. I hope everyone can see my screen. All right, my screen is visible for everyone. So the process will be very simple. We are going to go through first set of SYC 701. Remember, those who don't know Security Plus exam set, there are five modules, and each of them has got different chapters into it. And this is the latest module, SY0-701. Okay, so make sure you keep an eye on each of those questions, and I'll go through all the questions one by one. Every day we'll cover one module. So there are, I think, around 20-25 modules in this Pearson test exam. So we'll cover few of the questions in detail. Let's begin, guys. Okay, so I'll ask you certain question in the comment section. Just say the answer, what you feel like. I'll tell you the answer. I'll select those answer, and we'll see what's the response comes in. I will also elaborate that why this is the case, why it's a right answer, why it's wrong as well. We'll get the answer as well, and we'll learn it together. Don't worry. Okay. So shall we begin? If you're all set, then say yes in the chat. We'll get started with the live questions quickly. All set? Perfect. So the very first question is, in a high security facility, guards are stationed at every entrance, and all the visitors are logged and surveillance. Which type of control is primarily being utilized here? Physical network security, data encryption, software patch management. What do you think? Say that in the chat. Say that in the chat, guys. Make it quick. Make it quick. Make it very, very quick. We have 12 questions to cover. I want to see your answers. I want you to be very, very proactive in every questions. Abhinav, I could see your answer. Good job. Oiza, be proactive. Just tell me what's in your, what do you think it's the right answer? Just tell me, is it physical control, network security, data encryption, software patch management. See, it's a high, always whenever you have any kind of exam or questions, always focus on certain jargons, okay? Or probably you can start with no first as well. So high security facility, guards, right? Guards is in the real world. It's not the logical space, right? So data encryption is a logical stuff that happen on the data, right? Software is again logical. Network security is again logical. What left is physical control. Is that clear? Let me check out the answer. Perfect. Can you see this? Physical controls. So good job, guys. Good job, Omkar, Abhinav, brilliant, Oiza, brilliant. Let's move to the next question. Let's move to the next question, guys. The next question is, yeah. Security manager at a software company is revising the SDLC process to include the risk management strategy and compliance with legal requirement. Which category of control is the manager focusing on? Okay, what do you think? Is it technical control, managerial control, operational control, or corrective control? First of all, you should have a basic idea about what's the difference between them. I'll just try to cover a few of them. Corrective control is a situation when something happened in the past and now you're taking an action. Something happened? No, right? SDLC is a software development life cycle. Okay, is the software development life cycle management. So corrective action is, it's not a corrective controls because nothing happened in the past. At least in the question, we can't see that. Operation is all about doing something in the day-to-day activity related to process. It could be the technical control or managerial control. What could be that? I gave you 50-50 lifeline. Now you should be saying the right answer. I got the answer from Abhinav, Oiza, manager control. So we got two managerial control answers, but it's not technical, right? It's not technical answer, right? So either it could be technical or managerial, right? Let's go for managerial and let's see the answer. Brilliant job, guys. Abhinav, brilliant. Oiza, brilliant job. Manager control is the correct category because it focuses on the decision and the management of the risk. So manager control is all about risk management. It's all about taking the action based on the risk management strategy. That's why you could see risk management strategy is written in the question itself. So question itself has the answer. So brilliant, brilliant, brilliant answer. Okay, shall we go next? Okay. Following a data breach, your company revises its network security protocol and enhances its incident response procedure. Which type of control does this revision represent? If you are listening to me properly, in the last question itself, I gave you the answer. What do you think? What could be the right answer? And the last question itself, I talked about it. Yes, brilliant. Because something happened in the past, you see, following a data breach. That means something happened in the past. That's the reason I'm taking an improvement. So whenever you do something, some improvement after an incident in the past, that's fall under the corrective control because you are correcting what was incorrect. Okay. Everyone is agree with me on this? If you're agree, type agree on the chat. Type agree on the chat if you are agree with me. Okay. So corrective, let's check the answer. Brilliant. That's the right answer. Let's go to next one. A retail company implements a new policy requiring all the employees to undergo security awareness training annually. What type of control does this new policy exemplar? Which one it could be? A retail company implements a new policy. See, the object is, this is an object, right? This is the most juicy stuff. A policy. You see, a policy for all the employees to go undergo security awareness training annually. Just remember, it's a policy. Okay. So whenever you talk about a policy, the technical folks, technical things won't really come into the picture, because policy, who define the policy in the real world? Who define the policy? Okay, when let's say you're living with your family, who decide the what to do and what not to do, right? Your guardian, right? Your parents decided, right? So it's not someone who operational. Okay. um, so it's when it's about the policy, it cannot be technical, it cannot be operational, it can be either directive control or managerial control. But if you remember, in the last question we talked about what is managerial control. So this is the situation. You see this manager control, if you remember in the last question, it was about risk management, right? So it cannot be managerial control though. So the only thing left is the directive control, because what I'm saying, directive controls involves the guiding the operation and use of system, like mandatory security training, creating new policies, risk decisions, governance, and everything. Okay, all good. Question number 5: you are conducting a physical security audit of a small business that displays clear signage about surveillance and security measures in its facility to warn potential intruders. What type of control is being employed? What it could be? What it could be, everyone? So it's a physical security audit. So this is the one element, physical security audit, right? Of a small business that display a clear signage about surveillance and security measures. What it could be. Okay, I'll give you some hint. Basically, when you talk about uh, directive control, detective control, it is all about detecting something happening into the network, right? And preventive control is stopping something from happening. Compensating is more of an workaround solution. Okay, so what is left is deterrent control. That's the one way of answering or coming with the answers. So deterrent control is the control to reduce the likelihood of an possible attack. So in this situation, you can see the physical audit is done that displays the clear signage about the surveillance and security measures. So he detected a possible issue that could lead to an problem in the future. So the right answer is deterrent. Okay, can you see that? Anyone, any questions? Avinav, great job. Oiza, if you are not sure, just write in the chat. If you have any question, any doubt about the question, why it's like this, we can discuss about it. Okay, so don't worry. If you feel like it's not clear to you, or it should be something else, just write it down in the chat. Okay, let's go to the next question. Question number 6. That's a company employs offsite data backup and redundancy system to ensure business continuity during a disaster. What type of control does this represent? So this should work during the disaster when something happened. Just imagine, okay? A company offsite data backups and redundancy. So you are employing the data backup if some when do you need that? First of all, you need the data backup when something happens. So let's say ransomware attack happens, then only this system will work, right? So are you getting my point where I'm coming from? Okay. Uh, Preventive control is also a possibility. Are you talking about in the last question or this one? For this one, right? No, this couldn't be an issue, because preventive control is stopping something from happening. So it cannot be the right answer, because This is this is in a part of audit activity where you do the surveillance and security measures. You cannot ensure that something will not get into it, right? Preventive is something like you know something like stoppage or stopping someone to get into it. So preventive controls are like that. Okay. Deterrent control is majorly focusing on avoiding any signage or reducing the likelihood of any possible attack. Let's go back to our questions. The company employs the offsite data backup. What's the right answer, guys? Tell me quickly in the chat. Tell me quickly. Make it quick. Make it really, really quick. What type of controls data backup is? So data backup, uh, yeah, data backup. Remember this. You need data backup when something happened, right? Like ransomware happened, right? So you need a data backup of maybe uh, last night. Let's say there is a DDoS attack. So I need to have data backup available, right? Let's say last night or last week, maybe. So it will only work when something happened. So what do you think? Compensating is like, workaround solution. Okay. Compensating is not a foolproof solution. Detective is all about detecting or monitoring or uh, have a good analysis or monitoring activity. Preventing, it couldn't be a preventing, so most likely it should be corrective. Sorry, what? Yes, most likely it should be corrective. Even I got confused. Okay, so most likely it should be corrective because as I was saying, this is the data restoration from the data backup. So when something happens, you can say the preventive control is about preventing an incident. Detective control is about monitoring and detection. Compensating control provides the alternative security measures. So yeah, perfect. Let's go to the next question. Question number 7. You work for a Fortune 100 company that install an IDS, intrusion detection system, that alerts security team of unusual network traffic pattern. What type of control does this system primarily function as? I think this is the most obvious question. So tell me, what do you think? I need all correct answer for sure. What do you think? What's the right answer? Make it quick, guys. Make it quick. Make it really, really quick. Okay. Detective. Oiza, Abhinav. Perfect. Detective. Very good. Hi, David. All right, guys. So we have David, Miss, my friend. Thank you so much for joining, David. Huge shout out for David joining in this session. Now, this is the 7th question, and all of you are absolutely correct. It's detective control because IDS is all about monitoring the activity and detecting the alerts. So everyone say hi to David. So the detective control is absolutely right. That's correct one. Okay. Let's go to the question number 8. Question number 8. Question number 8 is the IT security team for a large bank respond to an unauthorized access attempt to the backend system by strengthening the firewall rule and implementing the streeters network access control. What category of control are these enhancements? What is that, everyone? This is going to be very easier if you look at some of the important object in it, right? So let me help you with the proper approach. Whenever you get a question which you might feel uncomfortable or confused, just try to look for certain objects. IT security team, large bank, respond to an unauthorized access. You see, unauthorized access, attempt to backend system by strengthening the firewall rules. Perfect. Firewall is the object here. Why? Because those who, if you are familiar with the firewall works on a preventive basis. Firewall actually creates a rule and stops something from getting into the network. So let's say if you have created a rule to block certain traffic, it will be blocked. It will not let it go into the network. So that's where it becomes very, very helpful. And that's a reason, because there's a firewall, it should be a preventive control. Everyone agree? Just say agree in the chat. Say agree in the chat if you agree with it. And if you have any other answer, I'll try that one as well, and we'll see the answers. Perfect. Let's check the answer. Finger crossed. Okay, wonderful. Can you see this? Or is it's not corrective control because nothing really happened. I mean, it happened, but a firewall rule is the something which is, if it was like a situation where something happened and now you're making some changes, that falls under the corrective control. So corrective control is the post-incident response. Okay, everyone agree? Yes. Oiza, go ahead. You have a question. Make it quick. Make it quick, Oiza. No, I can see your comments, Charan, very well. Don't worry. These are all visible. It says respond to an authorized situation. Authorized situation. Not really. A response to an unauthorized access attempt, right? So respond to an unauthorized access. So it's a part of confidentiality where you make sure any unauthorized access to the network should be prevented. Okay, so that's where it becomes very, very helpful in the network. So whenever you want to make sure unauthorized access is prevented, you use preventive control on those situations. No, not really. The situation is it's to respond the unauthorized access to the attempt backend system by strengthening the firewall. So it's a category of creating the firewall rules. So if the unauthorized rule or if the incident has been happened, let's say the data breach has been happened. So that is an incident for the network. This is an attempt. Okay. So understand it this way. When you say about incident, that means the data breach has happened. Okay, data exploitation is happened, ransomware attack has happened. This is an access attempt. Okay, so you created a rule for it, right? So this is not yet an incident, this is still an alert. So understand the difference between events, alert, and incident. Okay, event can be any event. It could be security, technical logs, informational warning. Alert is something which comes out of the event. And finally, is the incident when something happened. Let's say your system got crashed. It's an incident, right? It cannot be an alert. If, let's say, your data got compromised or someone stolen your data, it's an incident, right? So I hope that was clear for you. Let's move to the question number 9. It's the IT department of a hospital is implementing RAID 5 arrays to ensure data availability and fault tolerance. What category of control does this implementation represents? Everyone. First of all, what is RAID? I mean, if you know about RAID, and especially RAID 5, it's very important because when you have multiple hard disks, it's very important in the server infrastructure. In the servers, we have multiple hard disks, right? But in case of your personal computer, if you lose the data, you have cloud and everything. But in case of server or network attached storage like NAS and everything, the data is very important. So you use the high availability methods like a RAID where you actually implement the independent array of independent disks, configure in a disk stripping with the different parity values. So data in the parity evenly distributed across all the disks. So if even if the one disk is in the bottleneck situation, stripping will actually enables the other users to reconstruct the data in case of any data failure as well. Okay, so it's a kind of high availability situation. It's kind of a situation where you ensure if something happened, there is another solution available for it. Okay, so what do you think? I mean, based on my answer, based on what is read, what do you think could be the right answer to ensure the data availability is there, to ensure that whatever happened, the data is always available? Okay, there's, I see a variety of answers here: technical, managerial, operationals as well. So I think I have to choose one, but definitely it cannot be compensating, right? It cannot be compensating because it's not a workaround, right? But understand this way: there is no policy. First of all, I see Harish written managerial. So there is no policy, there is no, I mean, there is no risk management has been done. So Harish, the managerial control cannot be the right answer for sure. Compensating control shouldn't be the answer as well. So it could be either technical control or operational control. Agree? So I just now you opted for the 50-50. So yeah, so you have either one of these: technical controls or operational control. What do you think? Technical or operational? Quickly. So so usually let's go for the answer. I'll select any one of them and then I'll tell you what's the answer. Okay. I'll go for technical. Why? I'll tell you why. Because it's a technical solution, right? RAID 5 or RAID configuration is done technically on the server. You don't, it's not a policy, it's not an activity that you could say it's in operation. You see this: manager control, operational control, and campus setting control do not directly involve in the technical aspects of the data. It doesn't take care of the technical specification. The question itself has an answer. The moment you because it took time for me to explain you what the technology is all about, right? So this has to be manually configured on the server to make it work, right? So this cannot be managerial control because there's no risk management activities done, right? There's no paperwork has been done. There is no manual activity or operational or procedure or guideline has been created, so it cannot be operational. There is no workaround. This is not a workaround solution. Takes a lot of English knowledge too. Okay. Right. Yeah. Takes a lot of English knowledge too. Yes. Right. Let's go to the next question. The question number 10. It's in organization introduces additional logging and monitoring to compensate for its inability to segregate the network and system administration duty. What type of control does this represent? Anyone? Read it one more time. Read it very, very well. Read it one more time, please. An organization introduces additional logging and monitoring to compensate. The question itself has got something. You see this? Compensate for its inability to segregate the network. The organization is not able to segregate the network and system administration duty, and that's the reason they spend some time or invest some money in terms of adding some logging or monitoring capability. So they want to do something. They know that it would be difficult, it might cost a lot of money to implement the network and system administration duty or their segregation of duty. So they end up spending money, probably less money comparatively, on logging and monitoring, right? So what could be the answer? The question itself has an answer, guys. Make it quick. Make it really, really quick. The question has an answer. Nope, nope, nope. Cannot be corrective because corrective is a control which is implemented when something happened in the past. Okay, so nothing happened here, right? So the question itself has an answer, guys. Compensate. So it should be compensating control, right? Right, because you want to do something, but you can't do it technically because it might cost a lot of money. So it's a compensating control. Everyone agree? Just say agree in the chat if you are agree on it. Say agree, right? Agree on the chat if you are agree with it. Perfect. Let's go to the 11th question, second last. It's a data center installs a biometric access control at all entry points to mitigate the risk of unauthorized physical access. What type of control is this? Simple. It sounds simple, it looks simple. It's a biometric. Biometric is access control at all entry point to data center, right? So I don't think it could be deterrent because if you remember, we talked about deterrent is all about basic changes, surveillance related activity, hardware lock, reduces the likelihood. Technical control, it cannot be technical. There's nothing we doing in the technical configuration, or maybe it's a technical control, but in some situation you have to find what is more relevant, you would see. So it most likely should be a physical control, but let's see. Okay, perfect. Someone may argue, I mean, even I might argue as well, if the physical control wasn't there, and what could you go for then, right? So sometime it's a situation where you have to find something which is more right than something else, right? So that could be the possibility. So it's always important that you go through all the options before you make your mind. All right, let's go to the next question, the final question of the day. That's a multinational corporation is updating its security policies and procedures, including security awareness training and formal change management procedures. Which control categories category are these activities part of? What do you think, guys? Security policy. See this? Again, I'm giving you the strategy, guys, irrespective of what exams you are studying for, irrespective of whether it is Security Plus, latest version, CISSP, CISM, CISA, anything. The strategy will not change. Of course, you should have good knowledge of those concepts, basic knowledge about it, but cracking the question is also big stuff. Divide the question and look for something really juicy, something which is more objective, right? So security policy, procedures, right? So when you talk about policies and everything, who defined the policy? That's where it all starts. Managerial control is all about risk management. You see, I'm not saying it cannot be possible, but if something is not available, something is more right than managerial control, then go for it. Okay, it cannot be technical control for sure, right? It cannot be, because technical control is all about configuring those controls. uh, Directive control or managerial control or operational, which one could be right? Tell me. And in fact, we have covered very similar question in the past. Probably the second question. Most of you have opted for managerial, so I'll go for it, but I'm pretty sure, I mean, I won't say anything, but let's select the question answer and we'll see the answer. Okay, you see this? Manager control includes the operation, organization, policy, process, and procedures. So this is about updating the security policies and procedures. So as I said earlier, it could be either directive control or managerial control, because this is all about making sure the policies, I mean, To be very honest, even I could get confused as well, right? So in this situation, directive control can also be the right answer if the manager control wasn't there. Okay, because if we have seen in the past that the manager control was all about risk management. So you can see if the managerial control wasn't there, the directive control could be the right answer. But because it's there, you can understand it is more about security policy training. This contrasts the technical control, which involves the computer control, operational control, which focus on the people specific actions. Directive control, which guides system operation and use. So, although I'm not 100% sure about this answer, but yes, most likely I'm just giving you a thought. If you have this kind of a situation where you have a security policy procedure, including security awareness training, formal change procedures, so you could choose either manager control or directive control. I'll just give you a thought. What's the difference between them? So that if you come across certain the similar situation, you can take a right decision. You see, the policy is defined by the topmost professional in the organization. Okay, it's defined by the board of directors. Okay, board of directors decide. Board meeting, where it's the one where the policies are created, or the CISO, which could define the policy in the organization. Then it goes to the operational level. Managerial level folks decides the policies in the company, and then it goes to the operational level where the procedures are defined. Let's say there's a policy called all the password for all the employees should be now 8 characters. Okay, or with the alphanumeric value into it, special character and everything. This is the policy. Now when it goes to the operational team, now their job would be to create the procedures to make sure how procedures or process about how employee should change their password on all the system, or what action they should take while define the creating the password. When it comes on the bottom, on the technical level, on the ground level, that's where the guidelines are created, that this can be the right password, that cannot be the right password, and do's and don't and everything. So this is how the policy get converted into the procedures that get converted into the guideline. Okay, or of course it could be vice versa. I mean, you can have a guideline, procedures and everything altered as well. So that depends on different organization follow different structure altogether. All right, so I hope this was clear for you. Anybody has got any question, do let me know in the chat, and if you are all good, we can wrap up the today's session. All good? If you are all clear, just say all good in the chat. Say all good in the chat. If you have any question, do ask me now. All good? I think there's slight delay. Okay, perfect. Sure. So thank you so much, everyone. I'll wrap up the session because my work starts now. I work in the Eastern time zone, so my work starts just now. So I'll get it started. We'll catch you probably in the next session. Probably, I'm planning to do it almost every other day, but I don't think it would be possible. But I'll try to do at least 3 or 4 sessions every week, so that you get prepared about the. You can get prepared on the Security Plus, and at the same time, you can also enhance your knowledge about cybersecurity at the same time, right? So thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. Take care.